Yeah, so while most normal people are sleeping at 3:30 in the morning, I'm on my kayak on the water, attaching a camera to somebody's dock where I know some snook are hanging out. And look, I'm going to get above and below water video on this, and it's fascinating. I love watching fish behavior. This is going to be, we're going to get to see him pouncing on shrimp, and it looks like also needlefish. So, all right. So this is interesting stuff, and funny. Within probably 20 seconds after I push off this dock, what's the first fish to come by? Yeah, a shark. All right, but the snook are going to come in. Okay, so you see the shrimp there, lower right-hand corner. They are so fast, and the snook are like lightning. Did that thing even hit the water after it jumped? The first takeaway from this is the speed at which these snook attack. Just amazing. It's just lightning fast. All right, and I did this 2 separate mornings. This trip, it's shrimp. The next segment is going to be, I think they're needlefish that they're feeding on. Then we're going to go to the underwater view. All right, and if you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. All right, instead of shrimp going under the light, this time it's going to be, it looks like a needlefish. Boy, snook is right behind him, looking at him. So a much different reaction than with the shrimp, but it could be have something to do with the number of fish that are in the water. Okay, and as we watch this one here in slow motion, it reminds me so much of how you put darting action on like a jerk bait. All right, this one's going to be faint to see. It's coming in from the top left-hand corner of the screen. I think they're needlefish. I'm going to put an X on the one around the top center of the screen. Incredibly, he didn't get it. I'm going to put an X again on it. Okay, this is the same dock, a different portion of it, and I'm dropping down an underwater camera, trying to get an adjustment on here, get a decent view. Already there's fish to look at. So I'm putting this down, I guess it's about, I don't know, it's about an hour before sunrise. No, it's about an hour before first light, so it is completely dark. But the camera's going to sit down there a while, and we'll get to see a transition to daylight, which is actually going to change up the fish that we see. But I'm just working on getting an adjustment there. But even while adjusting the camera, I've got fish. Now, we're going to see a lot, and there goes a redfish. These other ones that are more numerous, I believe, silver jennies. I think that's what they are. So, nice redfish. I think they're also called sand perch. I know they're very tasty if you catch them big enough. There are a lot of them. And I might mispronounce, but I think it's the Mohara family of fish. Yeah, pretty cool. They suck in the sand, goes out their gills. Guess they find something in there nutritious. But we're going to see a ridiculous number and diversity of fish here all the way up to tarpon. All right, obviously a snook went by and also a couple of sheep's head. All right, so I'm editing out a lot because I have like hours of this. You see it's starting to get light now. You can see the pilings, which is good because that's going to give us a little bit deeper field of view. And if you look back there, look at all those snook materializing by the pilings, and another nice redfish. And yeah, boy, there is some stuff living underneath this dock. Okay, some mullet filtering in. We'll get to see more of them. What I want to draw your attention to is get ready, because when this shifts frames here, we're going to see, look up, you're going to see a tarpon. There he goes. And yeah, it's tough view because it's a little farther away. We'll get to see that one again, or we'll get to see a different one again. Yeah, what can you say? Boy, that is some nice concentration of snook. So one of the things we're going to see is off to the left, we will start seeing at some point the mullet balling up. And so far when I've seen that, that's often been a time when more snook and redfish would filter in. Also, I see all these little guys coming in, and this is kind of a transition as we're going from dark into light. We're seeing less of the silver jennies. There's still a couple, there's one. But we're starting to see a lot more of those smaller fish. And something that strikes me is, oh my goodness, these snook and the redfish, they have an infinite supply of food in front of them. All these small fish. Wow, no wonder they can be hard to catch sometimes, because you know what, you see them around the dock, you saw them in the dock light. Those things are not that easy to catch. I've thrown casts into them and they just pretty much ignore it. I'm not throwing live bait in there, but I've thrown artificial shrimps, jerk baits, and so forth. And oh, look at this. And yeah, I don't catch them there under the light. But when we get to the end of the video, I'm going to catch a couple of fish, and I'll tell you how I got those. All right, in a couple of seconds, top of the frame, left-hand side, something big coming in there. Oh, I don't know what that is. It's not a tarpon. The tail's not right. I don't know. Big black drum, grouper? Not sure. All right, and you can see the mullet over in that left-hand side balling up. And yeah, always seems like the snook and the redfish were around in good numbers when I saw the mullet. And that goes along with when I fish. When I see mullet jumping, I try to fish near those. And a lot of times, that's when I get on decent redfish bites, is in the area where the mullet are. So this kind of goes right along with that. All right, when all of these other fish clear out of the way, again, upper part of the screen, we're going to get to see that tarpon or another tarpon again. And this time it's completely obvious. We're going to get to see some silver, but also get a look at the tail at some point here, and the tail is going to show clearly. So that's definitely a big tarpon going by. All right, we'll call this, we'll have like an underwater grand finale here as everything just piles in. And then we're going to move on to just catch a couple fish in the dark, or at least land them. It's hard to show the fishing in the dark. So I did not do well with those dock light snook. When I would throw in there, and I tried a couple of times, a couple of different things, just seemed to spook them. What I did okay on was in an area where it was dark and then going into the light and then up really close to the pilings. If I could time the current to have the lure swing right by the piling, then sometimes 5-6 casts in a row I would get hit or hook up or whatever. And what worked well, these 5-inch tsunami swim shads, they just pounced on those things. And I did try bucktails. This is not like fast bridge current or anything where I know bucktails work really well. I tried bucktails. Hey, I would love to catch fish on bucktails, obviously, but no, the swim shads definitely picked up more strikes. Now, there was something that actually worked even better than the paddle tails. And that was a 10-inch hoagie on a 6.0 Owner Beast swim bait hook. So amazing because the fish were feeding on such small baits, but they still seem to prefer this 10-inch hoagie. And one thing that was interesting is that it's a pretty big and strong hook, and yet still, you'll see when I get this hook out of the fish's mouth that there's going to be a slight bend in the hook. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this. This was a lot of work to make. It always is doing these sorts of videos, but I just really like observing fish behavior. I feel like I learn a lot from it. So, all right, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you are not already a subscriber, please subscribe. All right, here's where we're going to get to check out that hook. And I don't crush the barbs on a hook like this because the barbs are so small, but boy, that one got caught in there pretty well. We're going to get to see that that hook has somewhat of a bend in there. So, yeah, wouldn't want to use anything lighter wire than that. All right, thanks for watching.